Hey everyone, Nathan Rose here. I'm the author of Chess Opening Names and a passionate adult improver. I've been through coaching myself, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about the 8 key things that you should be asking a prospective coach before you decide to work with them. Now, this is the second part of a 2-part series. In the first part, which I'll link to in the description below, I talk through the question of whether you should be getting chess coaching in the first place. Like what the benefits are, what the costs are, helping you arrive at the place where you decide whether you want coaching or not. If you decide that you do, then this video is to help you take the next step, as in actually finding the coach that you're going to work with. Because there's thousands of coaches out there. They're from all different walks of life, different levels of playing ability, different prices, and you need to narrow that list down to find the one that's going to be the best fit for you. So this list is going to help you do that. Before we get to the list, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you want more content from me, and drop a comment down below as to what is the biggest thing that you would want from a chess coach if you were going to work with them. Okay, so onto the list. Number 1 is the match between your goals and the coach's experience. Now, most chess players, when they think about chess improvement, they want to get better. That's the thing that they have in mind, as in they want to increase their rating, start beating stronger opponents. But within that very large subject of improvement, there are many sub-goals along the way. Like you can improve your opening repertoire, you can become stronger tactically, you can hone your in-game technique. Many different things. You should have an idea about what your priority is when you're looking for your coach. Because when you come to the coach with that granular level of what it is exactly that you want to work on, then they're going to understand what their job is and get you to where you want to go faster. Now, it might be that if the only thing that you're really interested in is rating improvement, then you're going to be a bit more open to what it is that you're going to be working on. Then in that case, the coach is going to come and look at your games and decide where your strong points and weak points are and help you work on those weak points. Okay. It can be a really good idea too, as you're looking for the match between your goals and their experience, to ask about some past students they've worked with. Like what rating were the students that the coaches worked with in the past? Where did they take those students from when they started working together? And where did they take them to by the end of when they finished working with that student? If they've worked with other students similar to you, then that's going to be a really good indicator that they can help you as well. If you want to go the extra mile, you could even try talking to some of those students and ask about whether they would recommend your prospective coach's coaching services. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is your coach's own playing strength. I think it goes without saying that the coach that you work with needs to be a stronger player than you, but it's not necessarily true that they have to be as strong as possible. In fact, a more modest gap can be preferable. Like let's say you're around 1000 in chess ELO strength. You don't really need a titled player or a grandmaster to teach you. And in fact, you may be better off with someone who's weaker, because they're going to understand the struggle that you're going through, like what it is that actually takes you from 1000 to 1200 to 1400, much better than a grandmaster does, because the grandmaster is like so strong that they can't really even identify with what your problems are. Well, not as well at least. I think about a 500 point rating gap is a good number, with that range getting smaller as you get up in playing strength. So for example, if you're at 1000, then a coach with a rating of 1500 could be just absolutely fine for you. If you're getting higher up though, if you're at 2000, then yeah, you could probably benefit a lot from someone who's rated 2300. So you don't need that full 500 point gap. You don't want someone who's too close to you, because then if they're like a similar playing strength to you, then they're not going to have a lot of extra insight to take you from here to the next level that you want to go. So then it does need to be some gap, but bear in mind it shouldn't be so large that your coach is on a different planet to you. Number 3, you should ask the coach you're thinking of working with whether they are a part-time coach or a full-time coach. Now, what do I mean by this? I think a full-time coach is pretty self-explanatory. They've dedicated themselves fully to coaching. They're working with students all the time. That's all they do. A part-time coach, on the other hand, can be a strong player who still has quite a lot of ambitions of their own at the playing board. Maybe they're a FIDE master and they're trying to get to the international master title. Or maybe they're already an international master and they're trying to become a grandmaster. So a lot of their time, focus, mental energy is going into their own ambitions at the board. Now, this can be a bit problematic for the student because you can find that your coach becomes unavailable at exactly the wrong moment. Like if they have an important tournament that they're playing in and you have something going on at the same time, then they might not be as responsive, they might not be as willing to help as a full-time coach would be. I think it's really useful when you're looking at the list of coaches to look at how they advertise themselves. Like, do they talk about their own achievements as a player? Like if they're listing things like, I was the champion of this tournament, or I won this prize back in this year, or do they focus more on their students' achievements when they're talking about themselves in their little blurb? Look for things like, I helped this many students go from this rating to this other higher rating, or I've helped this student break through this rating plateau. Like a more student-focused coach is going to be more helpful and probably better than a more self-focused coach, all else being equal. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is their opening repertoire. And this is something that a lot of students don't even think about before they start working with a coach. There should be a good match between the repertoire of your coach and yourself, or the repertoire that you're trying to learn. Like if you want to learn the French defense and you can find a coach who also knows the French defense very well, they've used it in tournaments, they basically know the opening extremely well, then they're going to be better placed to help you. It's not that every chess coach knows every opening. No, I mean, chess coaches are human, and just like most enthusiastic amateurs like me, they have a repertoire which they specialize in. So, yeah, ask about what that repertoire is. If you're looking to learn a specific new opening, then you want a coach who's already well-versed in what that opening is. Number 5 is the time zone. A lot of coaching happens online these days, of course. It's more convenient and it means that you can work with anyone, anywhere in the world. But you don't want to be getting up in the middle of the night, and neither does your coach. Even if you can find a narrow window where you're able to make the sessions just as they're waking up or just as they're going to bed, you want to have a bit of flexibility because inevitably, I find at least, you're not going to have the sessions at the same time every week or every 2 weeks or however often you're having the coaching sessions. You want to be able to have some leeway so that there's a bit of a window that if you've just got something on that evening and you need to reschedule, that you've got a wide range of times that work for both of you. So think about the time zones, think about where they are, and think about how that's going to work. Think too if you are going to travel or if your coach is going to travel and how the time zones are going to work there. Don't want to have a 12-hour time difference if you can help it. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is their availability. If you're working with a coach on a per-hour basis, then you are probably only going to get to speak to the coach during your hour that you've paid for. But some coaches will work on an arrangement where you're instead paying for more of an all-access package, where anytime you've got a question, you can send them a message on WhatsApp or Telegram, and they'll respond, even if your next face-to-face video call is not for a while. Now that can be very helpful because it allows you to get quick feedback closer to the time when your game or your question actually happened. But of course that also comes at a price, typically. If you're going to want greater access to your coach outside of the per hour rate, then that's probably something that you're going to pay a bit more for. But obviously it's also going to help you improve more if you've got that extra access. So ask them about that. Number 7. 7 is their personality. And this matters more than people think. You want to have someone that you enjoy the company of. Ideally, it should be someone who's of a similar age, a similar kind of, let's say, sense of humor, point of view. You just need to vibe quite well with your coach so that you're going to enjoy their company. A good rule of thumb is, would you enjoy going for a drink with this person? Would you enjoy having coffee with them, even if chess wasn't on the agenda? If the answer is yes, then they're probably a good fit. If no, then you're probably not going to enjoy the sessions as much as you would if you had someone that you just get on with a bit better. So think about the personality match. Number 8, the final thing, and this is a combination of everything else, it's the price. Now, high quality coaches can charge good money, and there's nothing wrong with paying a premium price if you want a premium experience. But you do need to weigh up this against other things. There's plenty of coaches out there, and if you're looking for a cheaper option, there are going to be coaches who can accommodate that. But if you're looking for someone who's got a lot of high quality student testimonials, who's available all the time, and is just sort of popular and likable, then they're going to charge more than someone who is not all of those things. It just makes sense. That's just how the market works, right? But yeah, ask about the price. Just be upfront about it. Ask them what they charge and let them know what your budget is. Get that out of the way so that you can deal with that stuff and get focused on the chess if you decide to work with that person. So that's the list. Then it's just a question really of coming up with your shortlist. And where would you find people to add to your shortlist, I hear you ask? Well, there are a couple of places, and I'll share those now. The world's 2 largest chess websites are chess.com and Lichess. And both of these sites have got pages dedicated to helping you find chess coaches, and it can be a great place to start on your own search. You can see there's plenty of coaches here. You can see how they describe themselves. You can send them a message, get in touch. If you want to filter, for example, only in the US, and if you only want titled players, you can make that filter and it'll narrow the list down somewhat. And Lichess has something similar. You can see, for example, only English speakers, and as you go down the list, plenty of different candidates. They even list their rates on Lichess. So quite a few options to get going with. There's a lot on this list, I know, but spending the time to find the right chess coach for you is one of the best uses of time that you can make. I mean, think of the alternative, right? Imagine working with a suboptimal coach and how much slower and more frustrating that's going to make your chess improvement journey. So no, think of it like interviewing a job candidate. You want someone with the right skills, the right experience, and the right personality fit to be the right match for you and your chess improvement journey. Hope you found that helpful. If you did, please drop a like below. It really helps. Leave a comment as to what you think the most important thing to look for in a chess coach should be. Was there anything else on this list that you've thought of that I missed out? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you. Until then, this is Nathan Rose. Good luck in your search, and catch you next time.